Matthew 22:41 through 46. 43 through 46. No, 41. 41 through 46. While the Pharisees were still together, Jesus questioned them. Pharisees oftentimes stayed together, but they did not oftentimes stay around Jesus. They were a group. They oftentimes it would be more likely to find a few of them together than one by himself. But they would have split up to leave and then reassembled most likely, not to be followed. What is your idea about the Christ? Whose son is he? They said to him, David's. Now Jesus asked this because he's the Christ. He already knows what they view about him, but he's trying to question them here, to have them stop questioning him, and to bring forth the will of God. There's going to be those that question us. We might have the answer, but there's going to be a time we don't have the answer for them. But if they're not as faith, they don't got any answers themselves truly. They might have an answer, but they've not yet met the answer. And the Pharisees had many answers, but they did not know the answer yet, because they had not seen Jesus who he was. He is the ultimate answer to the prayers. He asked them, how then does David the Spirit call the Lord, saying? And this is scripture, and David wrote this in scripture. All scripture is inspired, but the Spirit came upon David to say this. The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand, and until I put thine enemies under thy foot. Now, this passage is talking to God, but it's clearly Lord. It means he's reigning. This passage is assuming, because reigning, I'm going to sit at my right hand, place of power and authority. So, he's talking about the Messiah. But he's calling the Messiah Lord, and that's what Jesus' point is here. If then David calls him Lord, how is he his son? Most of the time, David was the start of the line, so none of his sons would he call Lord. Now, David had a father who was a king, who was still alive, most likely not alive when he became king. But if he was, that scenario may have been true. But the Bible, this shows that yes, the Messiah would be the son of David, as Scripture said, but he would also predate David. He'd be a Lord of David, someone who David would serve, which shows that not only is the Messiah to be a son of man, son of David, son of Israel, but a son of God, and God in the flesh. No one was able to answer him with a word. Neither from that day did they anyone presume to question him anymore. They didn't have the answers, because they knew where it was going. They could find the answer. The answer was Jesus. But they didn't want to accept the answer. The answer was standing right in front of them. Sometimes there's going to be people like the Pharisees confronted by the faith, and they're not going to receive it. There's going to be those that come and question us, and as soon as we throw a question their way, they don't even try to answer. They leave. Now, this shows also something about the Pharisees. They didn't try to make up a lie, make up something that might sound good, which shows that they honestly may have been blinded and thought that they were following God. They may have realized there ain't no scripture that covers this. Any scripture that they had accepted. Because you gotta remember, they did not accept that Jesus was God. So, they would not know him as the answer. They wouldn't have accepted it. So they wouldn't have believed on any more word. Jesus is the word that they needed to believe on to receive the truth.